Hi there, it's Lisa from lisajeffs.com. If you don't know who I am a success coach for driven entrepreneurs and leaders who want to get out of overwhelm and get into profit in their business. So, one of my passions and my expertise is to simplify creating success in your business and life. And one thing that I see across the board is a resistance to scheduling. So, a resistance to the schedule, basically. So, if you're an entrepreneur, if you work from home, probably one of the reasons you do so is because you like the sense of freedom. You like the sense of, no one's hanging over your shoulder, no one's, watching you constantly. Except you have got to be very disciplined or else you're not going to get paid, right? And this is where scheduling comes in. So, my first year of business, I did not like scheduling. I was not a fan. It felt restrictive. I would often try to, use a schedule, and it would last maybe, I don't even know if it would last even more than one day. And I was just like, forget this. But what happened was I began to drown in overwhelm. I started doing tasks, I call them busy tasks, that got me nowhere. Tasks that seem like, they're important. They may seem like they're going to move you forward in your business, but they don't do anything. And you could easily outsource tasks like this, busy tasks. So let me give you an example. Tasks like creating a bunch of memes or a bunch of graphics on Canva. You could literally go down a Canva rabbit hole and spend the entire day there. But that is not going to move you forward in your business, okay? I would also get all wrapped up in if I got an email. I would open an email and there would be this amazing thing being marketed in my email. It's called the shiny object syndrome. So I got an eyelash in my eye. And then I'd be on this, 5 hours later, I've been researching this new shiny object and haven't gotten anything done in my business. And what does that lead to? If you know, and this is, even new entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs, I'm sure you can relate to this. That feeling of going to bed and that feeling of not having done enough. So you get that feeling of, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I feel guilty. And this can lead into a whole bunch of nonsense. You questioning if you're even worthy of this business, if you're even worthy of creating success. It can really take you down a negative path. And this can all be worked out. I mean, there's a lot of layers here. But what is going to really help is simply scheduling. Working your schedule as if you were working for someone else. So you really got to be disciplined here and treat yourself like you're your own boss. I mean, you are your own boss, but you got to be a little disciplined with yourself, right? Or else your business can be a complete shit show. It really can. So here's what I do, because I don't like, a lot of people will say, use things like the digital schedulers because they can give you reminders. And honestly, I think it is amazing. I think it's fabulous. But if you have tried that and you just can't stick with it, don't stop yourself from using a old school paper and pen type of planner. For me, I like both, but I really enjoy the old school paper planner. I have it's like a big calendar and where I can write stuff down and see it out in the open every day. And this really helps me keeps me on track. I wouldn't recommend writing it down in a place where you're not opening it constantly, where you're not seeing it daily, because it's really easy if you're not used to scheduling to get in. It's really easy to avoid it, and not even really consciously. You'll just kind of forget about it. And then it's like, oh, I didn't even look at my schedule today. What was I even supposed to be doing? So I would recommend having it either where you can see it every day, so it's already kind of open on your desk, or using a digital calendar such as, what is that? The Google Calendar, I think it is. I could be wrong. That sends you alerts. Okay. Now, what do I do the night before? So the night before is when I plan my schedule. I will ask myself, what is the number one thing I want to complete? What is the number one thing? If I complete this one task, I'm going to be happy and satisfied, and I'm going to be going to bed feeling good. Okay. You might have that one task might take you, 5 minutes, but that's where you want to start. So what do I need to complete so I can go to bed and not feel overwhelmed, and I can go to bed feeling satisfied that I did my job today as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. So you want to get really clear on what that task is. And if you have no idea what it is, look, what are your goals? What are your goals for this quarter? And this is something I don't want to get into too much right now, because it's just going to be too much for this one video. I'm going to go into it in another video. And this is something I do with my private clients in our 6-week or 4-month program. But what I want you to do is look at your goals. And if you don't have goals, that's another story. But look at them and then decide what is the number one task that's going to move me forward towards that goal. Okay? And then write it down and give yourself, how long do you think it's going to take? How long, sometimes we don't know, right? So like, let's take a blog post. There could be a blog post. Sometimes a blog post will take me an hour. Sometimes it'll take me literally all day to do. It really depends. But give yourself an estimate, okay? And then what's the next important task? And here's a good tip I learned from the book, Eat That Frog. I cannot think of the author's name, but the book is Eat That Frog. Let me just get a sip of water here. I'm almost out of water. But it recommends doing your most important task first thing in the day. Okay, this is an awesome lifesaver. How many times have you woken up and you have stuff to do, and then you get wrapped up in these, we work from home, so it's really easy to get wrapped up in stuff like cleaning. It's easy to get wrapped up in stuff like grocery shopping or just stuff that can really wait. But it's easy to get wrapped up in those things first thing in the morning, because, if you're anything like me, my mind, 3 years ago would think, I have to do these things. I have to get these things done, or else I'm not going to be able to concentrate on my business. I'm not going to be able to do the stuff I need to do until I do these really not important, these tasks that have no importance over my business. And what that does is it uses up your brain power. It uses up your energy, and it uses up a whole lot of time. Like, I have gotten caught up in silly stuff like cleaning out a closet for hours, and comes around 5 o'clock and I haven't done anything on my business. Okay. And that just perpetuates this feeling of overwhelm and just this hopeless feeling. And it can take you down this nasty rabbit hole of, emotions that are not going to help your bottom line. They're not going to help you move forward with your goals. They're not going to help your business at all. So I want you to look at what is the most important task, okay? And do that first thing in the morning, or do that first thing before any other task. It really takes that discipline. This is what separates successful business owners and business owners that are struggling and constantly thinking if they can make this work, if they can make this happen. Okay, so that's it. It is, yeah, 10 minutes. My arm's kind of getting tired because I've been holding it. Any questions, leave me a comment. I would love to help you this. It's really my mission to help you get out of overwhelm so you can create the success and start creating the impact and receiving the income that you desire, that you deserve. Okay, that's it. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.